Stay with me until the very end of this video, because what you're about to hear will take you to a place so cold, so dark, and so extreme that it challenges everything we think we know about planets. Today, we're traveling to the coldest world ever discovered, a planet where temperatures plunge so low that even the laws of chemistry begin to break down. A world so frozen that atoms barely move. A world so far from its star that it drifts through space like a silent, icy ghost. Don't click away, because the deeper we go, the stranger this frozen planet becomes. Imagine a world where the sky is pitch black even at noon. A world where the ground is harder than steel. A world where the air itself is frozen solid. A world where temperatures drop to nearly absolute zero, the coldest temperature possible in the universe. This isn't science fiction. This is real. And astronomers have found it. The planet is called OGLE 2005 BLG 39OLB, but scientists often call it Hoth, after the icy world from Star Wars. But even that comparison doesn't do it justice. Hoth is cold. This planet is something else entirely. It sits more than 20,000 light-years away, near the center of our galaxy, orbiting a faint, dying star. And because that star barely emits any heat, the planet's surface temperature is around -220 degrees Celsius. That's colder than Pluto, colder than any moon in our solar system, colder than dry ice, colder than liquid nitrogen. It is one of the coldest planets ever discovered, a frozen giant drifting through the darkness. But what makes this world so fascinating isn't just the temperature, it's the mystery surrounding it. Because OGLE 2005 BLG 39OLB wasn't discovered through normal methods. We didn't see it with a telescope. We didn't detect its wobble. We didn't watch it pass in front of its star. Instead, we found it through a cosmic accident, a phenomenon called gravitational microlensing. For a brief moment, the gravity of a distant star bent the light of an even more distant star behind it, creating a magnifying effect. And in that tiny window, astronomers saw a faint signature. The presence of a planet, a frozen world revealed by a ripple in spacetime. Before we go deeper, if you're enjoying this journey so far, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. It helps the channel grow and ensures you never miss another trip into the unknown. Now let's talk about what this planet is actually like. OGLE 2005 BLG 39OLB is a super-Earth, about 5 times the mass of our planet. But don't let that fool you. It's not a warm, rocky world like Earth. It's a frozen wasteland. The surface is likely covered in thick layers of ice. Not just water ice, but frozen nitrogen, frozen carbon dioxide, frozen methane, frozen everything. At -220 degrees Celsius, even the atmosphere collapses. Gases that would float freely on Earth become solid. The air becomes ice. The ground becomes a frozen desert, stretching endlessly in every direction. There is no sunlight. The star it orbits is so dim that the planet receives only a tiny fraction of the light Earth gets. If you stood on the surface, the sky would be almost completely black. The star would appear as a faint red ember, barely brighter than a full moon. Shadows would be long and eerie. The silence would be absolute. No wind, no water, no sound, just the endless cold. But here's where things get interesting. Even on a world this cold, there might be something happening beneath the surface. Some scientists believe that super-Earths like this could have internal heat, leftover energy from their formation, radioactive decay, or tidal forces. And if that heat is strong enough, it could melt the ice deep underground, creating a subsurface ocean. A hidden sea trapped beneath kilometers of frozen crust. A place shielded from the deadly cold above. A place where life, in some form, might exist. It sounds impossible, but we've seen this before. Europa, Enceladus, Titan. Moons in our own solar system that are frozen on the outside, but warm and liquid on the inside. If it can happen here, it can happen out there, even on the coldest planets in the galaxy. Halfway through this video, I want to remind you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're fascinated by the extremes of our universe. It helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you these deep space explorations. Now let's go even deeper into the mystery. OGLE 2005 BLG 39OLB is so far from its star that a single orbit takes about 10 Earth years. That means seasons, if they exist at all, last 4 years. But the star is so dim that even the closest approach, barely warms the planet. It is locked in eternal winter, a winter that has lasted for billions of years. And because the planet is so cold, chemistry slows to a crawl. Reactions that happen instantly on Earth might take centuries here. Molecules move sluggishly, atoms barely vibrate. It is a world frozen not just in temperature, but in time. But the most mind-bending part is this. OGLE 2005 BLG39OLB might not be the coldest planet in the universe. It's just the coldest we've found. There could be rogue planets, worlds drifting through interstellar space with no star at all, that are even colder. Worlds where the temperature drops to -260 degrees Celsius, worlds where the only heat comes from the faint glow of radioactive decay deep underground, worlds that are essentially cosmic ice cubes floating through the void. And yet, even those worlds might not be completely dead. Some scientists believe that life could exist in the warm pockets beneath their frozen surfaces. Life that doesn't rely on sunlight, life that feeds on chemical energy. Life that evolves slowly, patiently, in the darkness. Worlds of fire, worlds of ice, worlds of storms, worlds of silence. And each one teaches us something new about what is possible. As we push even further into the frozen darkness surrounding OGLE 2005 BLG39OLB, the scale of its isolation becomes almost overwhelming. This planet doesn't just orbit far from its star, it orbits in a region of the galaxy where stars themselves are sparse. Imagine standing on its icy surface, looking up at a sky where the nearest sun is nothing more than a faint red spark, barely strong enough to cast a shadow. The Milky Way would stretch across the sky like a frozen river of light, but everything around you would feel impossibly distant. This is a world abandoned by warmth, abandoned by light, abandoned by time itself. And yet, even in this cosmic loneliness, the planet tells a story of survival, a story of endurance, a story of how planets can persist in conditions that seem utterly incompatible with existence. OGLE 2005 BLG39OLB has likely been frozen for billions of years, locked in a deep freeze that predates humanity, predates Earth's continents, predates almost everything we know, while life on Earth rose, fell, evolved, and transformed. This planet remained unchanged, a silent witness to the galaxy's history. What fascinates astronomers most is the possibility that beneath its frozen crust, something might still be happening. Even at -220 degrees Celsius, the planet's core could retain heat. These environments, though extreme, could theoretically support chemistry, slow chemistry, ancient chemistry, chemistry that unfolds over millennia instead of minutes, life that moves slowly, thinks slowly, a form of existence shaped entirely by cold and darkness. And if such life can exist on a world like this, then the universe might be far more alive than we think. But perhaps the most haunting idea is this. OGLE 2005 BLG39OLB might not be unique. There could be billions of frozen planets scattered throughout the galaxy. As you picture this frozen world drifting through the darkness, remember that the universe isn't built for our comfort. It's built on extremes, and every extreme teaches us something new about what is possible. Before we wrap up, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next journey into the unknown. And I want to hear from you. What do you think is stranger, a planet hotter than stars, or a world so cold that even the air freezes? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Thank you for watching until the end. The universe is full of mysteries, and together, we're just getting started.